think it could never happen to us. Well, it could. Not everyone finds it so funny. While most people can take it or leave it, there are millions who can't stop using alcohol once they start. So not everyone's laughing. In fact, back in the 1920s, some people found the problem of drinking so unfunny that they tried to stop it by passing a law called Prohibition. It made buying or selling alcoholic beverages illegal. The trouble with that solution was it didn't work. Some people still think if you can get rid of the stuff, the problem will go away. But does the problem go away?
You can't legislate the problem. It's a disease. It can't be legislated. If alcohol is unavailable, I would have used any kind of soft drugs, any kind of drugs.
There's a lot of ways to escape from your feelings. Alcohol's only one of them. There's drugs, there's overeating. If I didn't know how to feel good without using something, so I just would have found probably something else.
In days gone by, some people had the idea it would make a great cure.
Gather round, everyone. Step up, and buy yourself a bottle of the world's finest Miracle Tonic. It's guaranteed to cure headaches, back trouble if you're overweight, baldness. What about problems with your family and your job? Guaranteed!
Listen, after I used it for a year, I got rid of all those very problems.
Really? Problems with your family and your job disappeared?
Nope. My family and my job disappeared.
If I could find the magic key to make me feel good and happy, I'd never need that stuff again.
It doesn't cure anything. After a while, you end up with the same old problems plus a mess of new ones. What do you use for it? Operations and childbearing killed the pain. The gamble was, in some cases, too much of the stuff killed the person. That may seem funny today because times have changed. We're more informed and educated now. We've learned, finally, what too much of it can do to us.
If I could find the magic key to make me feel good and happy, I'd never need that stuff again.
People still keep trying to kill the pain and wind up killing each other.
Listen, talk about pain. I'm always in pain. People step all over me. Sometimes I think I got the patent on being a doormat. When I was born, my parents wanted to know if they could get their money back. Kids would play pin the tail on the donkey with me only if I was the donkey. Sometimes I wonder if anyone else is as unlucky as I am. My luck seems so bad. Once I bought some artificial flowers, and they died. I don't know. Everyone else seems so happy, and my life is such a mess.
What's missing of your life?
Well, that's easy. Basically, it's my parents' fault. Well, not really. It's more my teachers at school, you know? Well, it could be my job, my boss. Well, let me tell you, society, you know, the whole world, people. Actually, it's fear.
Who do you blame when you feel your life is messed up? What excuses do you use? We all have our reasons for why we do things, but are the reasons we say our lives are messed up based on real problems, or are they just excuses we use so we don't have to take responsibility for how things are with us? What really messes up your life are your own fears. You know, the fear of what other people might think about you, or the fear of not being accepted by this or that group. The fear of looking foolish in front of your friends. Maybe you'd really like to be successful, but you're afraid to try because you're afraid you might fail. Those kinds of fears can paralyze you, and they can keep you from ever being happy. So maybe you try to cover up those fears and those feelings, and in some situations, reaching out for alcohol or drugs to ease things can seem promising.
I was just growing up. I didn't really know anything. And when I drank or when I was loaded or when I was drunk, I was a part of them, and I could do anything.
When I got into it, I knew exactly what it was going to do for me, because I had already developed the attitude that, you know, you had a good time when you were drinking, and that's what you were supposed to do.
It's hard to remember a lot of it, but what I do remember, I just felt really lonely, like I wasn't a part of everything. And the only way that I really felt a part of everything was when I was drinking. It made me all the things I wanted to be. You know, it made me, when I was 13, it made me the 18-year-old woman that I wanted to be. You know, that's what I thought in life.
It's like running around with a lot of feelings you didn't understand. A whole lot of them. People said you were supposed to be one thing. You didn't feel that way. Alcohol made you feel that way. It's like a lot of young kids, boys, are supposed to be some kind of man or looking towards being some kind of man, but they've got all these little feelings, these kid feelings that they don't understand. Men aren't supposed to cry, but when I'm alone, I cry. Men aren't supposed to be afraid, but I'm scared. So what does that make me?
When people aren't feeling good about their lives, they'll grab at anything that makes them feel better. How can you blame anyone for wanting to try alcohol? Everywhere you look, television, movies, magazines, there it is. Looking like the secret to happiness and the good times. We know advertisers make it look glamorous, sexy, appealing, sophisticated. Why? Because they want us all to have a good time? Over $600 million a year is spent on advertising, which sells over $5 billion worth of illegal stuff a year. Maybe they do it for the love of a good profit. Now, people have been drinking for centuries, and while some people can handle it, there's a lot who can't. I guess we shouldn't get too worried about those who can't handle it. Who cares about that 1 out of 10 who starts drinking and won't be able to stop? I guess the odds are against it happening to you anyway. Only 1 out of 10. That's only 10 out of 100, or about 10 million out of the almost 100 million that drink in the United States. Maybe you'd better worry about it.
Eventually, it stopped working. It didn't make me feel good anymore. And alcohol started to become the most important thing in my life, and it caused a lot of problems. It was like the thing that made me feel so good finally was making me feel so bad.
Because I couldn't stop. I didn't want to drink any longer, and I physically couldn't stop. It was very strange, and it terrified me.
Because everything I did, I had to drink behind it, you know. I don't care if I had to go to a movie, I had to drink, you know, and fall asleep, pay my money just to fall asleep in the movie.
I realized it was killing me. I realized I was going crazy. And I also realized I couldn't stop.
1 out of 10 people who start drinking can't seem to stop. Why did they start in the first place? Some say they started because they felt self-conscious, shy, uptight around others. You ever felt that way?
Whoa!
Oh, hi.
Well, I bet she thinks I'm a real jerk. Awkward. Maybe even stupid. I need something to help me.
I've been trying to be nice, but I can't even say hello. You're like such a nobody. I'm sure he's just feeling sorry for me. I don't know, people just make me feel so uptight. I need something to help.
Wow, everybody's having a great time. Stupid me. I just don't fit in. Maybe I need something to help me.
The funny thing is, a lot of people in the same situation feel about the same way. They don't realize other people have very similar feelings. Wouldn't it be interesting if people just said what they felt?
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I guess I'm kind of shy. I just wanted to say hello. You look like a very nice person. I guess I'm a nice person too once you get to know me.
Gee, I'm really glad you said so. You know, I was just thinking the same thing.
It's just how I feel. Maybe I'm not so different than everybody else. Say, you guys. Never mind. It still needs something.
Think about the way you react to people. It's possible you too have developed your own protective cover-ups for your feelings. But just as you can see through other people's phony acts or insecurities, you gotta realize that they can see through yours.
A young kid is supposed to be some kind of man, and not feeling that way. Alcohol, made you feel like a man. Manhood, bad, tough, mean.
Everyone has the same problems. I'm sure. It's just the way we react to them.
I felt like everybody else was okay, and they had all the answers, and I, like, somebody maybe didn't tell me something that everybody else knew or something. And I don't remember ever discussing that kind of stuff, feelings, with anyone.
I found that I drank because of emotions and feelings that I had that I didn't tell anybody about. You know, so I thought I was different. And I found out everybody else had those feelings too, and I wasn't so different.
I thought I was the only person in the world that felt that way. You know, I thought, you know, I'm from the moon and I got here by accident.
You're not alone. All of us are vulnerable and sensitive. We're born into a complicated world, then we grow, and the experiences begin. There are times when we are shoved and pushed and pressured. Some of us become stronger. Some feel like giving up. Some allow pressure and bad experiences to create monstrous fears within themselves. Fears that begin to collect like barnacles on the underside of a ship. These fears cling tight once they attach themselves. You don't get rid of them by wishing they weren't there or pretending they weren't there, and you can't drink them away with alcohol or get rid of them with drugs. If you really want to win out over your fears, start by taking full responsibility for your life. No more blaming others. No more phony acts. No more alibis or excuses. If there are certain things about yourself that you don't like, try picturing yourself as you'd like to be. And keep picturing. Keep picturing the new you until a positive habit of thinking is established. Write it down, what you'd like to be. Read it every day. Keep after those positive images of yourself. Feed them. Nourish them.
Come in, we're getting zonked, ripped, and smashed. So, what are you gonna have?
Nothing. I've had enough.
Come on, don't you want to have a good time? I mean, everybody's having more.
No thanks.
No thanks. Are you kidding? I mean, you're strange, man. Weird.
I'm fine.
Look, don't you need a little more to feel relaxed?
So relaxed.
Look, tell me the truth. Are you sure you don't need another one to have a better time, more fun, like all the other people?
I'm gonna have a good time.
Okay. What's wrong with you? Want to stand around not having a good time, not enjoying yourself? Then just go on. Who cares?
Okay.
Look, for the last time, I mean, just have a little fun, because I can't stand it when people aren't having a good time. I hate drinking alone.
Not all people are able to say what they're feeling. They end up going along with the others, even when they don't want to, because they want to be accepted, and sometimes at any cost. It's not always easy to do what you think is best. It starts by deciding what you want and what you don't want. Positive picture of yourself. And then stick by what you believe in. Practice every chance you can. Make a decision based on what you think is right for you. Then one day, you look at yourself and you're there, the person you wanted and hoped to become.
I got tired of paying the price. Going to jail, getting busted, hurting everyone that I knew. Not having any friends left. Not having, even my family, they were just burnt out on it. They were tired.
At the time that I started drinking, I felt like I was really just dying slowly inside. I didn't really care about living other people. I didn't care. And today, I really don't think I'd be alive. I really don't. I had no goals in life, and I didn't see any way out.
I started associating with people that didn't drink, but people that had drank and stopped drinking. Because it's hard to relate to somebody that never drank.
I was involved with alcohol and drugs, and I was sent to a rehabilitation program.
I talked to somebody who had done it. I talked to somebody who did not drink and who had a drinking problem. And they explained to me how to do it. Basically, talking to other alcoholics who didn't drink.
Now, I've been sober just over a year, and there were people around that could help me. I always had the help. I always knew there was someplace to get help. There's help through school counselors, because I got sober when I was in school. There's help through school counselors. There's psychotherapy that's brought into some schools, counseling, outside counseling. They make it available. It's there.
See, nothing happens by chance. You make things happen. But first, you have to make that decision.
Hello, I'm Meredith Baxter Burney. Like it or not, we all must make decisions. Sometimes it's simple, like choosing which movie to see. Or it can be a painful ordeal, like figuring out what kind of career you should choose. Decisions that can change your life and relationships with people can be difficult. And sometimes it's hard to make a decision that isn't popular with others.
No, I'm not interested. You guys go ahead.
Okay, I don't drink. I'm sorry, but I don't really want to.
I guess it wouldn't matter. I don't want to, but if you want me to...
You have to decide to make changes. If you want a better life, one of the first things you should do is learn how to make decisions.
Yeah? How?
Your strength is in being prepared. If you're prepared for any situation, school, work, relationships, if you have enough information, if you've thought about the alternative plans if it doesn't work out, and then gathered some advice from those you trust, you cut your chances of failure to a minimum.
Well, have you decided?
Well, I'm not sure. Maybe. I guess I will.
Oh? Why?
I don't know.
The problem isn't making decisions, but how to reach a wise one. Common sense, a gut feeling, and judgment can be helpful most of the time. But be sure your judgment is based on accurate information. And be sure your decision concerning drinking or drugs is based on doing what's right for you and not on will it please other people.
Well, my buddy says that he has information that says scientifically they've proved it can't hurt you.
Well, what do you think? Have you looked into it?
Well, he said somebody said so.
Wrong information and half-baked ideas lead to a decision that can be wrong. Try these rules for any decision. Dig for the facts first. Get all sides and even consider points of view you may not want to face. Try to see the other side and the other person's point of view. Go off by yourself and think about it. Make a list on paper of the consequences of each choice, good and bad. Writing out your wants, your feelings, likes and dislikes helps to know yourself better. Get opinions from people you can trust, including teachers, parents, and professionals. They'll probably be very flattered you ask. Weigh those opinions and facts. Next, stop trying to make a perfect decision. You can become frozen with fear of making the wrong decision and end up doing nothing. It's healthy to make a decision. Stick by it, and then take the outcomes of learning experience.
I thought about it, and I finally decided.
Good. Is it yes or no?
Well, it's a definite maybe.
Sometimes it works and sometimes not. Realize your present decision won't be the last one you have to make. And remember, with each decision, be sure it's based on what you want for yourself, and not because you fear what others might say or think or feel. Make one decision at a time, and then just check off each problem as you solve it. Because you're frightened about making a big decision, don't keep putting it off so you won't have to face it. The problem won't go away.
How's your life? Still messed up?
Mine, no. I think I finally found the solution.
Great! Someone finally got through to you, huh?
Yeah, my buddy. He'll show you how to get rid of problems quick and easy. He's got the shortcut.
You've got a shortcut if you're shy enough, right?
Any problem.
Nervous and self-conscious?
Exactly. Anything.
Even if you feel other people are better than you are?
That's right. Any problem. Zap, like that. Gone. Come on, I'll show you. Tell her, Harry. Tell her how the shortcut works for you. Convince her.
Well, I find that this is the most relaxing thing I've ever found when I'm uptight. Does it?
There are no real shortcuts to feeling good. Hitting yourself on the head or depending on alcohol may look promising, but it doesn't really do it.
Look, for me it solves all problems. Works.
Take it from those who've tried it and couldn't handle it. It's a dead end, and that's a reality.
I get together with my friend, I call somebody, I talk to someone, you know, and I just don't drink.
Learn to communicate. Oh, listen to each other. Talk to one another. Work on getting it straight.
When I find things boring, dull, no excitement, you gotta find something that makes you feel turned on. Makes you feel up.
Start doing what you do. Bring on feeling of pride. Does it make you feel good down inside? Get out. Discover your thing. Get out. See what a living can bring. Find out what it
problem solver. Being hassled by something or someone that's impossible to communicate with solves the problem.
Like when I feel depressed, I just pick up a book or something like that and read it, you know, now. I'll either call somebody and talk to them, let them know how I feel inside. And I feel really great after I tell somebody how I feel now.
For you, work together, share together, learn to communicate. Listen to each other, talk to one another, work on getting it straight.
Makes me feel more creative and clever and talking to other people. I can express myself, be funnier. It works.
Just doing what you do brings a feeling of pride. Does it make you feel good down inside? Get up, discover your thing. Get up,
See what living can bring.
get up, do something new. Find out what it is that does it for you.
People are such a drag. We could deal with them anyway. They don't know what fun is.
Get up, discover your thing. Get up, see what living can bring. Get up, do something new. Find out what it is that does it for you. Work together, share together, learn to communicate. Whoa, listen to each other, talk to one another, work on getting it straight.
Look, if it wasn't school, my teachers, my boss at work, parents don't appreciate me. This is the only rewarding thing I've ever found. It's my shortcut to feeling good.
Maybe Harry's way doesn't work. And where does that leave me? I still need something. Help, what can I do now? I still need help to find my way to feeling good.
Feeling good really means feeling good about yourself, accomplishing something, finding out what you're good at, going after it, doing it. How do you find out what you'd really be good at? What would make you feel good? Find out more about yourself. For each person, the answer can be different. So talk to someone. There are people around that can help you. Your teacher, a counselor, your parents, a friend. Just ask. Talk it over. Find out what works for you.
There really isn't any excuses today because there are many programs, just like the one that I work in, that, whatever age bracket that you're in, there is help. And there's no excuse that, no one understands because people do understand.
I feel better now than I ever did at any time in my life. And I never thought I could feel this way. I never thought that I could even function or live without chemicals.
There's ups and downs. I mean, I have problems, but it's much nicer without them. It's much easier. I feel terrific. Physically, I feel wonderful. Better than I've ever felt in my life.
I feel stronger and I don't know, I can react faster now. The other times be in slow motion, drowsy. I feel when I get up in the morning, it just makes me feel really good inside. I don't have to worry loaded,
You didn't drink and enjoy living. You're like dying. Today my life is really beautiful.
I've been sober 2 years, a couple of weeks ago, and it's great. I cannot really describe it, it's just great.